Did you know that there is a prophecy so dark that even today it provokes fear and speculation? It speaks of a leader known as the Black Pope, a symbol of catastrophic changes and the beginning of an era of tribulation for humanity. Many believe that this leader is already among us, and that 2025 could be the year when everything begins to collapse. Have you ever wondered what the arrival of the last pope might mean? Or whether the events we are witnessing in the world are signs that this prediction is coming true? These answers may reveal that we are closer to the end than we think. In the 12th century, Saint Malachy, an Irish archbishop, claimed to have received visions from God. In these revelations, he saw the succession of 112 popes who would lead the Catholic Church, culminating in the last of them, called Peter the Roman. This pope would be a shepherd in times of tribulation, guiding the flock while the world faced its greatest test. However, there is an even more disturbing element. Many associate this final figure with the term Black Pope, a symbol of radical change and a period of spiritual darkness. Pope Francis, the current leader of the Church, has been singled out by some as the fulfillment of this prophecy, raising questions about coincidences or hidden truths. If that's got you intrigued, stay with us. What you're about to discover could transform your view of the future of humanity. Take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Your support helps us to continue exploring deep mysteries like this. Imagine a starless night, where the shadows of prophecy take shape. The destruction of Rome, the city of the seven hills, has been announced as inevitable, accompanied by the final judgment of humanity. What if I told you that the current Pope Francis could be the leader who closes the last chapter of the Church? The figure many know as the Black Pope? Do you believe that the forces shaping our destiny are at work now? Or are we just waiting for the next disaster to strike? There's no escaping it. The answer to these questions may be more frightening than anyone is prepared to face. The prophecy of Saint Malachy is not just a warning. It is a gloomy portrait of events that seem to align with the present day. In 2013, the election of Francis marked the beginning of a new era for the Catholic Church. Not just the first Jesuit pope, but a powerful symbol linked to the Black Pope, a title historically given to the leader of the Jesuits for his power in the shadows and the color of his sotana. The list of Saint Malachy, written in the 12th century, describes 112 popes from his time to the end of time. The motto that preceded Francis was Gloria Oливii, associated with Benedict XVI. His unexpected resignation, something that hadn't happened for over 600 years, paved the way for the current pontificate. The question is, was this written in the stars or in divine plans? But what is most terrifying about the prophecy is what it says about Rome. Known as the city of the seven hills, it would be destroyed during the pontificate of the last pope. Some believe that this destruction is spiritual, symbolizing the end of the Vatican as we know it. Others fear something literal, a devastating war or natural disaster that would reduce Rome to ruins. With the world becoming increasingly tense, between global conflicts and growing skepticism towards religious institutions, this prediction is starting to seem more real than ever. Could 2025 be the year when the prophesied collapse finally happens? And Saint Malachy is not alone. Nostradamus predicted a religious leader consumed by fire, while Baba Vanga warned of the rise of a spiritual figure who would bring great tribulation. All these prophecies seem to point to a single moment in history. Could we be witnessing the beginning of the end? They say that the heavens have sent enough signs. Marian apparitions, such as those at Fatima, have warned of a dark future, where faith would be tested and humanity would face its greatest crisis. What if all this points to this very moment? Could we be living the fulfillment of prophecies written centuries ago? Think. What would you do if you knew that 2025 could be the milestone for changes so profound that they would redefine the fate of the world? This is the kind of reflection that goes beyond mere coincidences. It's a chance to question what's coming and whether we're prepared to face the impact. Some scholars believe that 2025 will be the year when everything aligns. Natural disasters, political conflicts, and religious tensions increase in intensity, while the Church faces internal divisions like never before. For many, This scenario seems like the prelude to something greater, an event so cataclysmic that it could confirm the words of Saint Malachi. And Pope Francis, with his advanced age and bold stance, is at the center of this speculation. A reformer in an era of resistance, he seems to personify the breaking point. But could his departure be the trigger for a chain of events that will test not only the Church, but all of humanity? These words are not just a warning, they are an invitation to reflect on our role at this crucial moment in history. Who was Saint Malachi, anyway? He was not only a reformer of the faith, but a man who saw beyond the visible. During his visit to Rome in the 12th century, he had visions that would change the perception of the future forever. From these visions came a list of 112 enigmatic phrases, each describing a future pope. For centuries, their prophecies have been analyzed, debated, and frighteningly confirmed. But are we ready for what the last name on the list represents? Saint Malachi, a man whose visions continue to echo down the centuries, left a legacy that mixes mystery and reverence. His reputation for holiness spread quickly, with reports of miracles and a unique connection with the divine. He left this world on November 2, 1148, but his prophecies remain an enigma, a piece of the puzzle that many are trying to decipher. Now the question that remains for you is, will Francis really be the last pope? Are we witnessing the beginning of a new chapter in history, or the end of everything we know? Is 2025 just another year on the calendar? Or will it be the breaking point that will mark humanity forever? We live in challenging times. Faith is constantly tested. Hope seems to slip from our grasp, and the uncertainties of the future weigh heavily on our shoulders. However, perhaps the purpose of these prophecies is not just to warn of what might happen, but to remind us of the role we have at this time. If the end is near, what are we doing to be ready? And if it's the beginning of something new, how are we contributing to building that future?